But I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow. Just like the demeanor. I'm feeding my fam. I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen her. I testify, I don't need a subpoena. They want my soul, better go to Korea. I love my dog just like I'm Peter. Gotta protect him. I made the call up with just like I'm rapping. I know we left, yeah, now we back together, but I guess that is better now. Later than never, like, what's happening? I'ma need y'all quit asking when. Me and my wife gonna have some kids. Right now, we just practicing. Teacher said quit rapping, man. That gon' hurt my average. I said thank God I ain't average. Yeah, I'm a bright young man. Kill the GPA and the BPM. Look, we on.
All right, y'all, come on in.
What you say? Cause that's A with Lecrae. From the A train to the A. I'm coming in hot. I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in.
All right, y'all. We coming in hot tonight with a hot topic. Do me a favor. You got 30 seconds right now. 30 seconds to share this video. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching, no matter where you're watching, I want you to share. Share this video. Facebook. Let's get as many people as possible. Many people as possible on this topic tonight. Because we coming in hot. All right, you got 30 seconds right now to share. Go start sharing. Sharing. And as you're sharing, we're gonna be listening.
See him still sleeping, so I had to shake him up. I kept it too real. I wasn't faking up. My real life was a headline. Your real life got a deadline. My timeline was a hashtag. Your timeline just a hate crime. Coming in hot, feeling like pop. Back in '94 when he took 5 shots. Too much drive to ride your way. Ditch my top, then I'm off that lot. Black on black on black on black on black on black on black. You don't have to ball a rap to get them racks.
Get on there, share.
Coolers trying to catch my vibe and find my way. Yeah, I know I'm ratchet, but I'm really safe. Hot sauce dripping. Everybody want to start dipping. First, nobody want to listen. Now everybody pays.
Get on there right now. Do me a favor and share. We want as many people as possible to get on the conversation tonight. Many people as possible to get on the conversation tonight. So go ahead and start sharing. Oh man, my daughter said my podcast get better and better every time. So I know she's listening. So I got 30 seconds. That's right, 30 seconds right now to start sharing. I'm sharing right now as we speak. Someone reached out to me and said they want to make sure they were on here. Sent it to my aunt. You got 29 seconds now. I need everybody to share. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, no matter where you're watching, you right there. I see you watching. Can you please share? Do me a favor, share. Let's get as many people on topic on line as possible. All right. I'll give you guys 20 seconds to do that for me. And we're going to dive right into this topic. We're going to dive right into it. Happy Tuesday to everybody. If you're watching, happy Tuesday. If you're eating your dinner, great for you. We're happy for you. Eat your dinner. Make sure you got your dinner. I already ate. I'm going to eat early. And so we're going to see how that goes. But I'm nervous that I'm going to be hungry a little bit later. But it is what it is. We're going to make it happen. All right, you got 10 seconds now. Everybody should be sharing and getting as many people on so we can discuss this hot topic tonight. 15 reasons. Oh, my goodness, why they ain't getting married. All right, get on tonight. All right, we got 5 seconds here. We're going to dive into the topic. Let me check out Let me check out my Facebook audience. Is Facebook in the house tonight? Let me put this on. Is Facebook in the house tonight? I want to hear Facebook. Where Facebook at? Represent Facebook. Let me see. Dive into the topic. Where my Facebook people at? Let me check out. There we go. I hear you now. All right. Somebody's sharing. Thank you. Somebody's sharing. Somebody's sharing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. Let's talk about this subject. 15 reasons. 15 reasons. 15 reasons why men say, I don't know about this marriage thing. We're going to talk about it tonight. It is Valentine's season, the season of love. And I'm kind of putting this right here because I may take it off, actually. If y'all don't mind, I may take it off because I'm hearing myself a little laggy. And so I don't want to confuse my conversation with that on. So I'm going to take it off and we're going to just have this conversation. 15 reasons why men have decided to say kind of like, I don't know about this marriage thing. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. I want to make sure, we got some men on. I need some men on tonight. Where are my men at? Where's the man? I want to make sure we got some men on YouTube. We got people on YouTube. Let me see. Yes, we got some on YouTube. All right, I see you, YouTube. Just here for the comments. Yeah, please. Am I? Okay, yeah. All right, here for the comments. That's cool, too. Hey, share right now. Please share because the more you share, we get some more perspective on this whole topic that we're talking about tonight. So, again, don't be afraid to share. Let's talk about this. Whew. So there was a study done, all right? And the study was talking about men and their decision to actually make a choice to get married or to say no to it. So we want to discuss that, talk about it, because, listen, marriage is a big deal, is a big step, and there may be some people watching right now that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, even upwards to 70s. I know I probably got 70-year-old something watching right now. I know I do. I got some 60-year-olds watching, some 50-year-olds watching, some 40-year-olds watching. I got some 30-year-olds watching. Perhaps I got some 20-year-olds watching. So man, I got all the way from 20 to 70 watching tonight. And guess what? Even in that age range, there are from 20 to 70. There are still some unmarried people that's watching tonight. Because I even know personally there are still some, all the way to 70. 70. Some people make the decision, and that's cool. One, let's start off by saying, if you're single, it's not necessarily a bad thing. People make singleness as a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. People have different goals, different things in life they want to do, and maybe marriage is not. Or maybe they just haven't found that one. Even at the tender age of 70, maybe they just haven't found that one. And guess what? That's okay. Somebody say that's okay. That's okay. Maybe you haven't found that person. So trust me, I get it. I understand. Right, so let's talk about this. So, men was doing a survey, and we're going to talk about these 15 reasons. I got to go. We're already 10 minutes into the show. I haven't even said the first one yet. So let's get started. But men were sharing some specific reasons why they don't want to get married. And several of these things are pretty eye-opening. There was a statement made. That's a lot. So the statement was made from a particular male. He said, that's a lot of faith to put into another person. The divorces I've seen and devastation around them remind me such faith is misplaced. That's what one person said. All right. And I'm going to start off with that. So the studies show, and on the offset, we have to have this conversation. Be honest, marriage probably isn't for everyone. And if that's the case, it's okay. It's not like a curse. Oh, I'm single. You got some people that are single and happy. You got some people that are married and miserable. Then you got some people that are single and miserable, and some people who are married and happy. So it's not for everyone. So according to studies, 38% of people are not looking to walk down the aisle. 38%. Or even at no time soon, or even at all. People have said times have changed, and today's generation doesn't feel the need to follow some traditions, such as marriage. Okay. Now I'm going to try my best to be very open-minded here. This is not a Christian podcast. No, this is not. And I did that purposely because I want to talk about various things, and everything is not necessarily going to be talked about from a biblical perspective. So again, I told you when I first started the podcast, I am Mr. Vic Phillips. I'm not pastor, none of that. I'm Mr. Vic Phillips. We're talking about certain topics, right? So it's not, I'm gonna try my best not to reference, and if I do, it's okay. People reference the Bible all the time. Even non-believers reference the Bible when they get married. They'll have the scripture, love is patient, love is kind. That's from scripture. Even though you don't go to church and you don't ain't thinking about God, that's scripture, baby, right? But I'm gonna give it to it from a perspective. Let's go. Let's talk about it. First thing. This was a survey that men were discussing, or men were questioning certain things. And here are some men responses. Number one, and I'm gonna give it to you how they gave it. I think growing up around miserable married people made me reconsider the idea of marriage for myself. It's not something I want or need. Now, I'm saying what they said. I don't want y'all to think I'm saying this. You just tuning in. I'm quoting, not me saying it, all right? The man said, I think growing up around miserable married people made me reconsider the idea of marriage for myself. It's not something I want or need. Is anybody in the chat tonight kind of have that same conversation, or have had that same thought process, that they have seen so many people that was miserable and married that they said, no, I'll pass. I'll do something else. I'll just be single. I will find me a hobby. I will go bowling every week with some guys. Or what do you think? What do y'all think? Miserable and married. What do you think? Do you think that is, one, a legit reason to say no? Or do you think there is some validity to that reason? I want to hear from you. If you're in the chat, let me hear your comments. I want to see what you're saying. If you're in the chat, please light up these comments. I want to address some of your comments. But the first one was, I've been around so many miserable married people that I've decided, you know what, this can't be for me. This can't be my life. Do you feel that people are actually traumatized by so many miserable married people? Like, have you ever been around some miserable married people and you're like, if this is marriage, I don't want it? Has that been you? You're like, this is marriage? Or have you been like an independent thinker that say, okay, that's them. That doesn't mean that my marriage is going to be like that, right? So, again, I want to hear from you. Put your comments in the chat. Is that a legit reason for someone to say, hey, I don't want to get married because I've been around too many miserable married people? All right, I'm gonna give you number two. I want you to think about that. I'm also going to make sure that if you're even on YouTube, you can also comment on YouTube as well. We got some watching on YouTube and some watching on Facebook as well, but you can comment too. Number two reason, you ready for it? Number two was, I was married before. I found out the hard way that you can't necessarily trust anyone to prioritize your interests just because they vowed to. Ooh. So the second guy, he says, I was married before, and I found out the hard way that you can't necessarily trust anyone to prioritize his interest just because they vowed to. Where's those who've been married before? If you've been married before, raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you've been married before, raise your hand. I'm gonna put this. Let me put this ring over here. If you've been married before, all the singles, yeah, throw your hands up. Yeah, you've been married before, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. No, sorry, put it back over here. All right, put it back over there. All right. So he said, I was married before, and I found out the hard way that you can't necessarily trust people trust anyone to prioritize your interests just because they vow to. Ooh, Facebook, where are you at? Facebook, don't get quiet on me. YouTube, don't get quiet on me. I want to hear from you. What are you saying? Do you feel that people that have been married before perhaps have will find, kind of lagging a little bit, or what do I want to call it? Dragging, not lagging, but I guess lagging and dragging their feet because they experienced it before and it was not a great experience. Well, most people, when they do have been married before and been divorced, it's probably not going to be a great experience. Because if it was a great experience, you'll still be married. But do you take that experience and generalize it for everyone and for the woman, the next woman, and the next woman to come? Right? Do you generalize for everybody just because of your bad experience of that person not prioritizing your interests? But that was number two. I need to hear from you. Does these reasons, we're going to call them reasons. We're not going to call them excuses. Nope. We are going to call them reasons, because who are we to say that this person is just giving a bunch of excuses? We can't say that. You're not the person. You don't know. All right? Let's go. Number three. Let's talk about number three. Here we go. Number three, the third man said this. I've never seen a marriage that I thought, I like. Wait a minute. I don't like how he said this. Wait a minute. I don't like how he said this. Let me try to do it a little bit different for y'all. I've never seen a marriage that I thought, I like one of those, please. Oh, okay, I get it. So you never saw a marriage where he says, give me one of those, please. Like you're at a restaurant, you see something on somebody else's table, and it looks good. You're like, I want that. Give me that. No, I want that, what they got. So he said, I've never seen a marriage where he was like, I want that. Ooh. He says, I've seen my parents' and friends' marriages end in divorce. The friends who are still married are constantly fighting, arguing over petty things. So I think those are the main factors to my negative outlook. It also, he says, it's also that wedding costs so much money, spending $20,000 on a single day. No thanks. So this is, again, these are all 15 different men. And so the third man sounds a little bit like the first man. The first man said he saw marriages and it failed. He said the same thing. I've seen marriages and I never saw a marriage where I'm like, ooh, give me that. I want that. I want that type of marriage. I want that type of love. He's like, no, keep it. And I ain't spending $20,000 on one day. Now, if you watch my first episode, we said, don't the women, their parents and that side of the family supposed to pay for the wedding? Okay, never mind. On to the next one. All right, I need to hear y'all. Y'all quiet in the comments. I have over, especially on Facebook, you quiet. Facebook, you quiet. I wish I could see how many women and men on here. I don't know how many men, how many women. But women, do you think it is a legit reason to say, I don't want to get married because I've never seen a successful marriage? Let's talk about this, because many people, they look at it, he just don't want to commit. He just don't want to get married. He don't want to stop being a player. I don't want to be a player no more. I ain't no player. I just crush a lot. No, maybe he's a little nervous because he saw so many marriages not end well. Is that a legit reason? Let me hear, brothers, where are you? Sisters, where are you? I want to hear. If you're on YouTube, type in put your little fingers down there and type in your comments. What do you say? Is that legit reason to say, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. Y'all ready for reason number 4? I see you, Angel, in the chat. Angel, I saw you in the chat. Now, come on. What's your thoughts? You put your hand up. I don't know if you're saying I got a question or you're praising God. I don't know. But let me hear your thoughts. Number 4. 15 reasons. Man, we only on number 4. I got to get to moving. Let's go. Number 4. It creates a contractual agreement between two parties that either party can withdraw from the contract at any time. Ooh, this is a contract. No, we're married. This is a contract, but unlike most contracts, you really got to stay in it. You know, or there's a term you got to stay in it, or there's some serious repercussions. But in the marital contract, he says both parties can withdraw from the contract at any time. However, here's another one. Hope there's no ruffle, no feathers in here tonight. He says, however, the less well-off party can have the state order the more well-off party to give a substantial amount of income to them just because they decided to void the contract. If you did not describe this as marriage, any lawyer would tell you to run. I have no desire to involve the state in my relationship just to hand someone a tool to ruin my life. Oh these brothers. Who hurt them? Who hurt them? Y'all pray for these brothers. They've been hurt. He says it creates a contractual agreement between two parties that either party can end it at any time. He says, however, so let me just break it down. He said he's being nice here, the less well off. However, the brokest one in the party can get a substantial amount of money from the one that got the most money in the party. And even if they decide to void the contract. Oh my goodness. These brothers here is just telling it all. He's like, no way am I giving up. I'm not doing this contract, and she can quit on me. I can quit on her either way. But because I have more money, guess what? I got to give it up to her now. He says, no, I'll pass. I will pass. This too shall pass. Looking. All right, do I got any comments in here? Am I missing it? Let me refresh maybe I'm missing the comments or something. Because y'all quiet. Maybe you're quiet because these brothers here are stepping on some toes tonight. I don't know. Maybe the brothers stepping on some toes. I don't know. Let me make sure I ain't missing nothing. All right, so I'm just here for the comments. Yeah. Okay. All right, Marche. Thank you, Marche. Marche says spouses are responsible for spouses. I've seen individuals file for bankruptcy after divorce. Wow. Now that's a whole other conversation. File for bankruptcy after divorce. I wonder why. Interesting. If you can share me the why, I would like to hear that why so I can tell the listening audience that too. That's interesting. Number 5, we got to move. My goodness. I've seen marriages fail all around. See, here's another one. Here go, brother. No. I've seen marriages fail all around me. My mama's not happy in hers, but she has her own issues. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Like, you gonna just throw your mama under the bus like that? Like, I see marriages fail, and my mama, she ain't happy in hers, but it sounds like her mama may be the issue. It sounds like it. She may be the problem. Then he says, my friend who didn't want to get married or have kids at first got married, had a kid. The wife cheated on him with 2 different men. Man, what in the Tatiana is going on? Tatiana? What? Wait a minute, I thought y'all don't do that. I thought you leave the cheating for the men. So y'all do that. Found something out today. That's my sarcasm, by the way. He said his friend didn't want to get married, didn't want to have kids, but he said, I'm going to give this a try. He gave it a try, and his wife gave 2 other men a try. I'm sorry, it's horrible. I'm not laughing at that situation, but that's interesting. And so, because the wife gave 2 other men a try, they got divorced. And he's paying child support. He's paying child support, and they're starting to think his kid isn't his. You got to be more careful. He got married. At first he was like, I'm not going to get married. I don't want no kids. But life started happening. He gets married. She's a beautiful lady. And she decides to have relationships with 2 other men and get divorced. And now he paying child support for a child that's probably not even his. Why did they do that? What in the Maury Povich, Jerry Springer is going on here? And so he said, I'm afraid. He said he's afraid to take a paternity test, but knows he should. He said that alone was enough for a reason for me not to do it. Now, again, these are people, certain scenarios. You can't live your life off of everybody else's bad scenarios, bad issues, bad drama, and think yours is going to be like that. Like, if I get married, she's going to cheat on me with 2 different men, and then I'm going to be wondering if that's even my child, and I got to pay child support for somebody that maybe not mine. It may be Tyrone's, not mine. So that guy said, yeah, you can keep marriage because, again, here's again, he's saying failed marriages. Did he ask you for advice before he got married, Pastor? No. So I don't know these men. Mr. Powell, I don't know these men. These are random men answering these questions, so I don't know them. And so that's a sad situation. Number 6. Number 6, the man says here, I don't want to get married or have a partner because I'm an introvert. Here's a different one, a little different. We have a lot about bad marriages and maybe some trust issues, but this guy says, I'm an introvert. I'm kind of like to myself. And let's hear some more, what he got to say. He says, I don't get married or have a partner because I'm an introvert, and I find peace in solitude. Also, I don't really get lonely, so I don't feel the overwhelming need to find someone. I have nothing against marriage or dating, though. But he said, when I get old and weak, I take the, wait a minute. When he said, when I get old and weak, then I'll take the first bus home. I don't know what he meant right there. But his reason was he don't want to get married because he's an introvert. Meaning he's very much to himself. He needs his alone time, his space. And so he don't want to bring somebody into that life where she's there and he's like, what are you doing? Huh? I need some time. I need some space. I need to be by myself for the next 10 days. Really, I need to be by myself for the next 20 days. No, really, I just need to be by myself. Just be by myself. Bye. I don't want you because I like my own space and I like to be alone and I don't need nobody with me. I'm complete without having somebody. Can you just go? Why are you still here? Can you just go? I really just want you to go. I don't even know why I said I do. I was really meant to say I don't, but I don't know. Can you just go? Because I'm an introvert. Why are you still here? I mean, can you imagine being with somebody that's an introvert? Like, I really don't like company. I don't want nobody in my space. So he's being honest. And his answer, I think, is a fair thing. Like, hey, if you know you're an introvert, he said, I don't even want to date. Like, this guy, like, I don't even want to date. I just wanted my own space, do my own thing, and just be done with it. You got to respect that. You got to respect that. But he can't be interested in somebody and be like, hey, I want to take you out. Hey, let's see what the future. No, if you know you really don't like people, no, introverts to me don't like people. But if you know you don't want nobody in your space, yeah, marriage is probably not for you because they're going to be all in your face. All right, number 7. Oh, we're at the halfway mark on the show, and we're at the halfway mark at the what the reasons. Let me go back to Facebook, YouTube, see if we got any comments here. YouTube, where my YouTube? YouTube, y'all quiet. Let me get some YouTube comments. I got some Facebook comments. Where are my YouTube comments? I got a man here, got a brother here. Yes. I feel due to new standards and social dynamics are the reasons a lot of people don't get married or fear marriage. Back in the day, people had no problem growing and watering each other. Now it's like, what can you offer me or do for me? Ooh, yeah, yeah. Great question, great question, Mr. Shear. Who do y'all feel, what can you offer me? Do you feel that both men and women get that mentality, what can you offer me? Or does one have that mentality more than the other? Because social media and society will tell you that perhaps women got that stigma over them more than men. Like women come and they're like, "What you gonna do for me? What are you bringing to the table, boo boo? What are you bringing to the table, boo boo? What you got for me?" Or is that like you think both men and women equally feel that way? Thanks for comment. Good comment. Again, keep those comments coming. We're gonna try to address it. We're gonna try to address it. Let's go to the next reason. Y'all ready for the next reason? All right, here we go. The next reason, number 7. It says marriage is an archaic social construct. Oh, this person is speaking with such intelligence. Marriage is an archaic social construct. Even the steps to getting married are ridiculous and all for social acceptance and validation. Oh my goodness. He says marriage is an archaic social construct. Even the steps to getting married are ridiculous and all for social acceptance and validation. Yeah, I feel that way. And he goes on to say, you got the expensive engagement ring, engagement, bachelor and bachelorette parties, the wedding shower, the expensive wedding, the expensive reception, the expensive honeymoon. So you don't need any of that S word. I can't cuss, y'all. It just won't come out. He said, you don't need any of that beep to simply love your partner. You don't need any of that beep to simply love your partner. So I think this guy's looking more so on the financial part. Because he's like, it started off good. Marriage is an archaic social construct. Even the steps to getting married are ridiculous and all for social acceptance and validation. Then he says, expensive engagement ring. So the engagement rings cost about, on the average, what? I don't know what y'all spend on the engagement ring. What do y'all spend on the engagement ring? Brothers, sisters, what should a man spend on the engagement ring? Put that in the chat. What should he spend on the engagement ring? How much? How much should he spend? Now, I know some of y'all will be like, it don't matter as long as he love me. It don't matter. Okay. Y'all be so fake. Oh, it don't matter. Okay, it don't matter. All right, we'll see when you get that Cracker Jack. We'll see when he get that ring from. We ain't going to Target. Y'all boycotting that. When he get that ring from Myers or Walmart, you're gonna be saying something different. Now, I'm not knocking Walmart rings. Maybe you got a ring from Walmart. I'm not knocking. I want you to know I'm not knocking that. If you got a Walmart ring, love your Walmart ring, because at the end of the day, in reality, with no jokes aside, it's not about that highly expensive ring. It's about the heart from the giver. I feel it is. Now, some of y'all women may say, I don't want no Walmart ring. Well, y'all give us Walmart rings, and I know for a fact y'all give us Walmart rings. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Oh my goodness. Question. He said very dignified, Jordan. He said very dignified. Pastor, do your members of your church have to go through counseling before getting married? Erman, if they want me to marry them, that is my recommendation. Yes. If they want me to marry them, let's sit down, at least talk a couple times. And, it depends on what it is, how long they've been together. A lot of things come into that. But yeah, let's have that conversation, because it is really, at the end of the day, it's really a big step. It's a big step. Okay, and I agree with that. So I think Mr. Shear is saying that a lot of expectations come from the woman's side. Like, I want that, I want that. And men are just kind of like more like, hey, I want somebody to love and respect me. That's what men more big on that love and respect and, those type of things. But I think some of the, sometimes it's kind of lopsided with what can you do for me. So I can kind of get that too. A couple can get married at the Justice of Peace and purchase wedding bands, upgrade rings in 5 years into the marriage. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people do that. A lot of people say, hey, we're not going to spend a lot of money initially, especially, listen, most people don't want to spend a lot of money initially. It's probably because they don't have a lot initially. And that's okay because you grow together, right? And I know society has given these big expectations about where we're going to talk about it some shows down the road, but where the man has to be at this certain level of status, this certain level of income, and they put all this pressure on men that a lot of women, he got to have six figures, he got to have that, he got to be making this type of money, he got to be living like this, credit like this, driving like this. And they got it on the flip side. Well, what are you bringing? All the pressure's on him. What are you bringing? What are you bringing to the? Now, I want to say bring to the table. Because bringing to the table sounds so cliche, but what are you bringing to that marriage, to the relationship? I had a conversation not too long ago, and we was laughing about it. I said a lot of times, very much laughing. Like sometimes in relationships, people tend to bring debt into a relationship, right? Bring debt, like. If you are in a relationship, are you adding to the finances of the relationship, or are you adding to the expenses of the relationship? Come here, sisters. Are you adding to the expenses? The shopping sprees and all that stuff. And he's like, man, I'm just trying to pay these bills, and she want to keep shopping. She's trying to keep up with her little friends and try to keep shopping. And he's over here stressed out, and he's working 15, 16 hours, and he's coming home, he's stressed and he's depressed. And he's like, come on, baby. He's like, I don't got nothing more in me because I'm trying to help you with this shopping spree. Sorry. I'm just teasing, y'all. I'm just really teasing. Okay, let's go. The next one, we got to move. The next one is number 8. Number 8, he says, I love my significant other, but marriage itself has literally no perks in my eyes. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He said marriage has no perks in his eyes. Hey, y'all, come here, listen. Come here. Do y'all feel that marriage don't have any perks? Come on. I need y'all to talk to me. This one right here kind of ruffles some feathers for me. He says marriage has no perks. Basically, it's like the WIFM, WIFM, what's in it for me. He says marriage has no perks. Where are you at? Let me hear y'all. Where are my comments? YouTube, are you commenting, YouTube? See what YouTube got here. YouTube, he says, the man says marriage has no perks for him. So why would I do it? There's no perks in this thing. Wow. Y'all think that's kind of deep? No perks? Wow. It's one of the first times I heard that one. No perks in this. So he kind of like, wait, what's in it for me? Let me see what Facebook got over here. I thought somebody said I agree with that. He's talking about something else. But it says marriage has no perks. So he's like, there's no perks to it. Now, wait a minute. Shouldn't it be some, yeah, we know that we're not in it for the perks, but shouldn't it be some perks to it? Like, am I missing something? Shouldn't marriage have some perks? Like some, good things. Not saying, it's so hard when you say perks, because it's like, okay, what you just in it for yourself? Like, but no, like, I guess he's saying, like, what is really going to be so great about this thing here? He could be in a relationship right now, and he's saying, if I'm already in a relationship and we're already doing married type stuff, so what are the perks for me to sign this contract, this agreement, and it may not last? Make it last forever and never and never and never and never. All right, we got a comment here. Clearly, all these men have their upbringing and environment to blame. Yeah, I'm already with you here. For their thinking and misunderstanding towards the union of marriage, as well as experiencing heartbreak and allowing other situations to dictate what they think could happen. I want to understand their thoughts on love in context. Great point. Marche said the money for rings and expensive wedding could be used to pay bills down or put a down payment on the house. Yeah, smart, smart. But people like to look good. I think that's what it is. People like to look good, and even if they're looking good at the expense of themselves, yeah, you know. Um, the perk is having the title. All right. All right, I hear you. He said the perk of the marriage is having a title. So you'd be like, I gotta go home to the wife. Yeah. Gotta go home to the wifey. Yeah. She got some food cooked for me. Probably don't. She got some food cooked for me. Going home to the wife. Yeah, it's about 2 a.m. now. Let me go home to the wife. 2 a.m. Wait. Stop it. 2 a.m. Why you go home at 2 a.m.? What is this, huh? But he said the perk is having the title. Irma said he is just out. Mr. Powell said he just out there fornicating, Pastor. No perks. He's just having fun. Hey, I'm already experiencing the marriage stuff. So what perks is it? Like I'm already, Steve Harvey wrote the book about the cookies. He said something about you don't give the cookies up to at least 90 days. He said at least 90 days. He didn't say to the marriage. Steve Harvey said, well, we ain't he was like, survey says 90 days before the cookies. All right, let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Next one. Where we at? Number 9 is 7:42. I got to get through these, y'all. Number 9. Most of the women I know seem to view marriage as an opportunity for social media folk. Wait a minute. Hey, y'all like that for real women? He said most of the women I know seem to view marriage as an opportunity for social media photos rather than a real commitment. Now, come on. I don't know, brother. Brother, I don't know. You can't tell me that most women say, I want to get married so we can go on Facebook and post our married pictures, our wedding pictures. Like, really? That one is like, I don't know. Come on, man, really? He said most of the women I know seem to view marriage as an opportunity for social media photos rather than a real commitment. So you telling me, sister girl, like, I'm just going to get married to him, spend my life on him, have his little babies and all that stuff, go through pregnancy because I want to show our pictures, our wedding pictures on Facebook, this one day event, and I'm going to go through this whole life with him, but I'm going to do all that so I can share my photos on Facebook. Really? He says some more. Let's see what he says. Maybe he kind of give us some more clarity. I don't know. He says, combine that with the family court's hostility towards men. Okay, let's talk about this one. And it's just a recipe for disaster. Plus, I've heard forever from too many women to believe it anymore. He said, plus I've heard forever from too many people to believe it anymore. Oh, he says, I guess he's been in relationships, and they said, oh, baby, forever, and then it wasn't forever. And he also says that the court have more hostility towards men when it comes to, divorcing. So the man in a court system is going to get the bad end of the stick most of the time. What do y'all think about that? Men, do you think you get the bad end of the stick most of the time? Yeah, that's not true. That's just. Do y'all think that men, when it comes to when it comes to marriage and relationships, that they get the bad end of the stick when it comes to divorce, when it comes to the court system? Do they get the bad end of the stick? Probably statistically, they probably. I won't say the bad end. I think whoever decides to have that whoever had the children in their custody the most probably would be the one that gets the more help. I don't know. What do I know? All right, let's go. Man, yeah, bad choice. Probably bad choice picking women. You're right, Angel. Number 10. He said it's pretty simple. As a legal and social institution, I think it is beep. He said the B word, the BS word. He put the bull with the S. He said that word. I don't say that word, though, so I'm sorry. Even though I say I'm not pastor on here, even when I'm not in my pastor role, I still don't say those words. So I think it's bull manure. And there's no real reason to do it. That's his reason. He says, It's pretty simple. As a legal and social institution, I think it's BS, and there's no really reason to do it. That doesn't mean I'm opposed to finding a woman I love. Finding a woman I love and staying with her for a long time. I'm just not going to legally bind myself to her or throw an expensive party. He says, I want you. We can be together. We can live together. We can fornicate a lot. But I ain't getting married to you. No. I'm not binding myself to you. No, not like in that type of way. The contract, the legal contract. No, we're not gonna do that. No, but I'll stay with you for hey, you want to be long term? Let's do it. But no, I'm not doing all that. Nah, that ain't for me. Number 11. Now he starts off. He has like 2 paragraphs here. I'm gonna try to get through it real quick. He says, I don't know if this applies to me, but he says, when I was younger, all I wanted was to be a good husband and a good father. Aww. Then I got married and I had a kid. While I love being a dad to my now grown child and feel like I stuck the landing on the whole good father bit, the same cannot be said for the good husband portion of my aspirations. I mean, I wasn't a bad husband by any stretch, but I and the ex-wife were a train wreck together. Our marriage ended after only a few years. I initially assumed I'll eventually remarry. Even came close with my last girlfriend. I poured everything I had into that relationship. He poured everything. He poured everything into that last relationship. Gave her all I had to give. And it still wasn't enough. I tried my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. He said, after all that, the idea of being married again, or even sharing time with the woman, or being part of a couple again, is the last thing I want. The last thing I plan to do ever again. He said, I gave all. My first marriage, I tried and it didn't work. But then I found somebody and I gave it all to her. And she said, Tom, still ain't good enough. Because I'm thinking Tom probably is an older man. Because he said his child is grown now. So Tom could be probably in his, 50s, 60s. And he's like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that foolishness no more. I gave her all. Gave her my retirement check. Gave her my SSI, my SSA, and all the other S's. Hey, that's his reason. Okay. Thank you, Brother Tom. Let me make sure I ain't missing no comments here in the comment chat. Make sure I ain't missing no comments. All right, let's go. I just want to make sure. We got 17. We got 17 comments in here. 17 comments. Make sure I ain't missing none. All right. Tom said he ain't doing it again. He gave all and it didn't end well with him. Number 12. He said it never interested me. When I was a kid, I would just peruse whatever my peers or relatives and siblings would say regarding marriage. But it was only when I was older that I realized that I had no desire whatsoever. He said, my parents have been married for nearly 40 years, and my brother is married. But I never saw anything about married life that I generally wanted. I always felt I was destined for more in life than just pair bonding or procreating. So he says, I've seen marriage. And he also didn't say that it was a bad marriage. He just said he's seen the marriage. He saw marriage in his life. And his parents been married for 40 years. 40 years. And that's significant. And that's to be applauded. But he said it just didn't seem like nothing that stood out to him that he wanted to pursue. Okay? Fair? I guess fair. Let's get to number 13. I'm upset. I'm at work. Oh, I'm sorry. You upset? Hey, you're very Renee. You're very opinionated. So I definitely would love to hear your thoughts. Number 13. For men, marriage is like having a nice, cushy corporate job with a corner office and accepting a promotion. For men, marriage is like having a nice, cushy corporate job with a corner office and accepting the promotion. Only after accepting the promotion do you find out that you lose the corner office and are placed back in the bullpen. You also have to work twice as hard for half the pay. Oh my goodness. Who hurt this guy? Poor guy. Poor guy. He said it's like having a nice cushy corporate job, a nice office, and you accept the promotion, and as soon as you get married, you find out you lose your corner office, and you're placed back in the bullpen, and you also have to work twice as hard for half the pay. Wow. Huh. That's some hard. That's a hard analogy there. He's like, you think you got a promotion, you think it's gonna be great, and then when you say I do, you're like, this ain't nothing that I thought it would be. Oh man, I'd rather just be back on the. Take me back to the normal employee. I don't want the promotion. I don't want it. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Number 14. All right, let me check out YouTube. YouTube. Make sure YouTube ain't putting no comments down here that I miss. Make sure YouTube ain't putting no comments down here that I miss. All right, number 14. Oh, yeah, y'all staying with me tonight? Y'all staying with me tonight? All right, number 14. Here we go. I'm quoting here. I want you to come on and think that this is me saying this. I'm quoting somebody. He says, when you actually try to be the good guy your entire life, all the women you have met let you down. Crickets. A successful marriage is based on the probability of her happiness. You are doomed to fail. He says a successful marriage is based on the probability of her happiness. You're doomed to fail. He met a man who is 8 years divorced. He is the happiest man I ever seen. He doesn't even let his girlfriend live with him. Lives on another island to prevent any cohabitation. Sorry, he lives on another island to prevent her trying to come. They have some cohabitation laws where he's from coming into effect for her to be entitled to his stuff. Like if she stay with you so long, she can be entitled to your stuff. So he's like, hey, I'm living on whole another island. That's how bad marriage can be. And he asserts it too. He says, having gone through it, there is no such thing as prenup in my country. And alimony is life. No fault state. He has a no fault state too. How bad can you get? Literally cheat and be rewarded. You can literally cheat and be rewarded. So he says, no. He said, but his friend that's been divorced for over 8 years is the happiest. And he's in a relationship, a long-term relationship, but he'll never go sign those papers again because he found happiness in his singlehood. Well, so he's not single, he's in a relationship, but he's not married. But he's still happy. Great relationship. So he's happy about that, but he's not saying IDO. Kobe! We got Kobe Mitchell in the house. Kobe, I wish I could bring you on. Cause Kobe, you've been married to about 6 women now. Kobe, you've been married to 6 women now that I know of. You got a lot of 6 women. You see the sugar in your cream, the syrup on your pancakes, the hot grits on your plate. Anybody that's on here, Kobe Mitchell is the truth. Like I watch him because Kobe, you bring some laughter and joy to my life. So I know you just bring some laughter and joy to my life. And if you're on tonight, Kobe, I'm gonna be watching you tonight. If you're coming on tonight, I'm gonna be watching you. All right, let's go. The last one, number 15. Drum roll, please. Number 15 is very simple. He said, "That's a lot of faith to put into another person." The divorces I've seen and the devastation around them remind me such faith is misplaced. He says marriage for him is a lot of faith to put into another person. The divorces he's seen and the devastation around them remind him such faith is misplaced. So he said, don't put your faith in people because it can work out or it won't work out. He said, I don't want to put my faith in nobody else when it comes to marriage. And so because of that, I say I'm out. I say I'm out. 15 reasons why men have said they would not get married. And maybe some reasons have not was not talked, right? One reason that I thought was interesting because I asked this question before is the one about the perks. And I want to ask that question for the last 5 minutes of the show tonight. As a talk to a men, we'll talk to you. Men, do you feel that there is no perks for you when you get married? Do you feel there's no perks? Do you feel like what's in it for me? Like, do you feel that it's going to be beneficial to you to be married? Like, what benefit do you feel it is for you to get married? Or do you feel there's no benefit behind it? Where are you at, men? Do you feel there's no benefit behind saying I do? Or do you feel there's great benefits to it? What are you looking, men? What are you looking from a woman? Because a lot of times women are very clear. Women are very clear what they want. Am I right? And sometimes men are not as clear to what do you want? What do you want from a woman? And, it's Valentine's season. Next week or the week after next, we will be going into Valentine's season. Or Valentine's Day will be here before you know it. I think it's not this Friday, but next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. Yeah, no. Yeah, next Friday, right? Yeah, next Friday. The 14th. Yeah, next Friday. Oh, time is going by fast. So next Friday. But what do you want, man? What do you want? What do you want from a marriage? What do you want from a wife, right? Or some of y'all may not even desire to have a spouse or a wife. But if you do, are you clear with what you want? Are you clear? And sometimes it's okay to say, I don't really know right now. But I know when I see it. I know when I see it. Because people say, well, I need somebody I need that helpmate. What does that helpmate look like? Because what that helpmate look like for one man may not look like for another man. Some men may say, hey, I need you to come in and bring some financials to the marriage because 2 incomes is better than 1. Another man may say, hey, I don't need your finances, but I need you to support me behind scenes, some things that would help me so I don't have to worry about it because I'm concerned about other things, but you're taking care of things on the back scene. I don't need your money. I need you to take care of things on the behind the back scenes for me to help life to be a little bit easier for me because it's already hard in the forefront. So if you do some things in the back front, it's not as hard for me, right? But do you really know? Like when you like, hey, I want to get married, and you really know why, the why behind it. What's your reason? You're like, oh, I love you. You know that, right? You love that. But what's more? Because people argue that love ain't enough. I remember I saw a play not too long ago. It's called "Love Ain't Enough." Like yeah, it sounds good, love you, but love you, for example, don't pay the bills. Now, if I love you, I should be paying the bills. I should be taking care of the family. But if I don't have it to do it, I can, hey, baby, I love you. All right, you love me, but go find you a job. Yeah, go find you a job. I know you love me. You love me, go find a job. If you love me, go find a job. But yeah, so love is great. Love is the primary thing that you need. But what does that look like? 15 reasons tonight why men don't want to say, I do. 15 reasons why they don't want to say, I do. And we heard all of them. And a lot of those reasons was based upon some past traumas, some people in their family that did not have a successful marriage. But because you didn't have a successful marriage, does not mean that life is over. Does not mean you can't have one going forward. Don't let your past hurts, your past problems, your past setbacks, divorce, whatever it may be. Don't let that put a negative taste in your mouth because of the past. It's the past for a reason. This is me. This is the other part of my life. Forget those things which are behind. Forget the past. But press forward towards the things that are in front of you. Because I bet you the things that are in front of you are so much better than what you left in the past. Hey, that's my time, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's show. We'll be back here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're going to keep this relationship talk coming to you. All right? We're about to head on out. Good night. God bless.
No,
I'll see y'all next Tuesday.
I feel like pot. shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
I'm coming in hot and I'm leaving hot. I'll see y'all next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Share. Tell your friends and family. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Vic Phillips Podcast. Vic Phillips Podcast.